welcome to a Q&A video. I guess Japan edition, kind of.
Yeah.
We've gotten a few questions about living here, and we thought we'll answer. So I think we both will be answering. So whichever you can start.
Yep.
Someone said, "I think Sapporo is the best city in Japan. What is your opinion?"
So far, it's been great. We've had to get around these first couple months just using the subway. So we only really saw, around our area. We went to the chocolate museum. We went to Nobori Betsu. And, it's part of Hokkaido. But, and then we spent a lot of time in Sapporo Station at Stella Place and around the mall. And,
the main mall?
Yeah, it's really nice. Just recently, we've got a car that we can use between us. So that's been nice to be able to give us a bit more freedom to explore the city. And I think moving forward, going to cafes is sort of our thing on days off. We go to the swimming pool and, we're still trying to get our bearings around here, I think. It takes a couple months. It's hard, because most people that are watching this, or most people around, just live in the one place for the most part their whole life. Whereas we, every year, every 2 years, every couple of years, we uproot our family, pack our whole lives in a couple bags, and we plan to route somewhere else. So this is where we are now, and we're just trying to figure out what's around, what's cool. We've got a couple go-to restaurants, Yakiniku just down the road. And yeah, I think Sapporo, out of all the cities I've been to so far, I've liked Nagoya was really nice. We had a night free there, we could go out for dinner. And Tokyo was cool. We were there last weekend. I didn't get a whole...
I think it's too big to get.
Yeah, I didn't get a whole grasp. We were only there 48 hours for the 2 games, so we didn't get that much of a time. But I had a nice vibe of the city. But Sapporo is not like a city that's overwhelming. It's like a city that it's like comfortable.
You can get the city and a lot of people and a rush in the central, but then once you move a few stops away from the central, it feels like it's just calm.
Yeah, I think it has like a homey vibe where it's not too big where it's overwhelming, but it's not so small that there's nothing to do. I think there's plenty to do, and the more time we spend here, the more things we'll find. So yeah, I really like Sapporo so far. What about you?
I agree. I guess I'm enjoying the snow part now because it reminds me of home a little bit. Reminds me of Lithuania, so that's cool. And yeah, it's a nice city. It's a nice city. There's everything here. As Brock said, we're still working on getting to know it, and the car is going to be helping a lot right now. Yeah.
But the people are I don't think I've met anyone that I've had a negative experience with. Everyone so polite, really helpful, super clean.
Where do you want to visit in Hokkaido? So I can start with this.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
I have one place that is it's a forest restaurant. I don't know the name of it, but maybe I'll find a picture. Or if not, I'm sure it's in our plans to just go and visit that. Yeah. And it's like an ice town, which is also really cool looking for winter. So those 2 places in Hokkaido are for sure on the list for me.
So just in Hokkaido? Where is
just
it?
in Hokkaido.
I remember seeing this place when we were looking at where to go for that fever break. There's like a big lake.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Toya, I think.
Toya, yeah, Lake Toya. So I think that looked... There's a few Airbnbs and some hotels around there. I think that would be pretty special just to check out. But open to suggestions if there's anywhere, train ride or short drive to check out on a day off. If you guys have any suggestions,
we'll take
leave them in the comments, and yeah, we'll check it out.
And yeah, actually now, what about Japan? Where would you want to go to Japan?
I want to go Tokyo, I think.
For like a few days to actually...
A few days, yeah. I want to go to Disneyland to take you guys. I want to... Yeah, I've heard lots about it. Obviously, it's a world city, like a New York, London, Sydney type thing. It's it's a big city.
Probably we'll need a few trips to
get
the feel.
And probably some locals to show us around because it's hard to go. But that's up there, and yeah, from what I've heard, Okinawa is supposed to be pretty special.
And we're going there!
Christmas time, yeah, so that'll be cool.
Oh, I'm so excited. We're going in
December.
December.
As the Hawaii of Japan?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that'll be exciting. Hopefully it's a bit warmer than here for a bit of a change, but yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah, definitely. For me, definitely Tokyo. I really, really want to go to Tokyo. I love big cities. I really love big cities. I always said that when I have kids, I don't want to live in a big city anymore. Like London that I have lived in the past, but visiting big cities gives me like a different kind of
Gives you a
feeling,
charge.
and like I absolutely love that. So I cannot wait to visit Tokyo, and yeah, excited for Okinawa this month. That's gonna be cool.
Really cool.
Favorite food since coming here?
Like I mentioned, that yakiniku place.
Yeah,
It's beautiful. The wagyu ribs, the veggies, the seafood that you get, and so for any people that aren't Japanese watching this, I'm sure there'll be a couple. A yakiniku is basically like you order raw meat, which cut you want, which animal you want, and they bring it out on a plate. You also can order rice, vegetables. They have different sauces that you can mix with your rice, and then you just have a little open grill in front of you with little utensils, and you just cook it. They bring you a little cube of fat. You grease up the little barbecue hot plate, and you cook your meat how you want it, and then you eat it with rice, the vegetables, and the sauces that you want. And for me, it's beautiful. It's pretty, I don't know if it's just Hokkaido that is famous or all of Japan, but there's a really nice one around here. I'm sure there's plenty of them, but I usually stick with wagyu beef. The lamb has been really nice, and yeah, that's probably my favorite since coming here that I didn't know was Japanese. Like, we've been to heaps of Japanese restaurants,
Yes.
Nobu, Zuma, those types. So I think it's more
Japanese like
fusion type
yeah.
of thing, but this more authentic Japanese. But
I just love the ritual itself. I love
You
like
go there,
sitting
you
there
sit
with
down.
everyone and like just cooking your
Yeah.
own food. Like, it's great, and it
You know
takes
it's
2
fresh
seconds.
and-
Yeah, it's really
it's
cool.
really thin cuts of meat too, so it cooks, 30 seconds, it's more or less done, and
Yeah,
pretty good quality stuff. What about you? I think I know.
Yeah, you do.
You've
know.
got two. I can read your mind. I can just look at you.
Tell me.
Ramen
Yes.
and sushi.
Yes, but I
You always
actually
like sushi.
yes, I like sushi anywhere I go. But we have not been to a sushi restaurant yet.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe our friends are coming the next week. So hopefully we're gonna go to a sushi place.
Yeah.
I would love to try.
Best sushi recommendations, please.
Yes, please.
Drop them down.
I only had sushi from
Sushi
the
glasses? Uh-huh.
yeah, but like here.
Here? Yeah.
Only from the shopping center, which is great.
Like the grocery store,
quality,
right?
Grocery
Yeah.
store, yeah. Quality is great. It's amazing, but yeah, I would really love to. I keep eyeing the sushi restaurant around the corner that is there. Then I'm like, oh, that's
One day.
just colorful sushis. All yeah. Anyway, I'm very excited for that. Oh, actually, you know what? Those octopus balls. What do they call it?
Yeah. Yeah, little bits of squid
I forgot.
with like
again.
fried.
Teponia. No.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sheesh. Anyway, they were good. I'm gonna put a little video on here because
Capture.
we tried that. We tried
Yeah,
that, and
really
it was
good.
great. I keep forgetting the name every time. I get like 10 people reminding me on Instagram last time I said it, but I forgot again. Okay, where do we go on a day off? I guess Brock half answered that.
Yeah, typical day off. So we try and go in the morning. We'll try and go eat somewhere. Go.
Our morning turns out to be lunchtime.
Yeah, usually we try and go get some pancakes or something to eat, and we come home. If Mav's not at the kindergarten, we take him to sleep, and we tell him, Mav, when you wake up, we're going to go to the swimming pool. And so he always has a good sleep on our day off, and he wakes up, tells the whole house, we're going to the swimming pool. Anyone that'll listen in the street, we're going to the swimming pool. So we go to the swimming pool for about an hour and a half, and he has the time of his life, and that's
He even
pretty much...
convinced one of Brock's teammates to come to swimming pool with him.
Yes.
He was so hyped about it.
So he sold it. He said the pool was that good. But yeah, usually just day offs, usually after a couple of big games or travel, or after a couple of days of practice. So we don't like to do too much unless we get like a big break. But if we just one day off, yeah, have a bit of a relax around the house.
Nice
Maybe go into the
lunch.
mall, yeah, get some good food, and then yeah, we try and take Mav to the pool because it's some good quality time that we can spend together. Where I know he's having a great time, and I also love the pool, so it's nice to be able to take him to do something and reward him for following us everywhere. It's nice to be able to have him have one constant that he always gets to look forward to each week, which is going to the pool.
For sure. I guess 80% of time, though, you can find us on at the Stellar Place.
Yeah.
One way or another, we
Looking
will
for-
just get there.
That's it. It's funny.
Especially now Christmas time, preparing, just looking for things.
Yeah.
And the pancake place in Stellar.
Yeah,
That's-
JR's. I think it's JR's.
I don't know.
Jay's Pancake. It's on the 3rd floor.
It's great.
Outstanding. Yeah.
What was your biggest culture shock since moving to Japan?
Biggest culture shock, I think, not that it's a culture shock, but something that I noticed was just the respect between everyone. Like, no one's really in a rush. Everyone abides by like societal rules, I guess. The respect of, like, for example, after games, win, lose, draw, you stay there, you bow to the fans, basically thanking them for coming. And, if you were to do that, any other country that I've been to, right after the game, fans are going.
Sometimes if the fans are very
they're
disrespectful, they go, if they see you losing by
they'll be
15,
gone.
they'll be gone mid-fourth
But
quarter.
the fans here, like, I'd say 90%, for sure, 90% stay in their seats. We have a little ceremony after games. We bow to all angles of the crowd. We then wave, and we go around and, wave to everybody. And home or away games, 90% of the fans stay and stick around for that. And I think that's very cool. Like, it's different. And then one thing I've noticed, it's not really a culture thing, it's just that there's no, like, bins anywhere, like, really trash cans. But on
I
the
have a
flip side of
question
that,
about that too.
everything, like, is spotless.
Yeah.
Like, roads, like, everywhere, there's no garbage anywhere. So,
It's
I don't know what you
pretty
guys
amazing.
do with
Pretty
the
amazing.
trash, but you guys are insane. It's, for a guy that, like, is a bit of a clean freak and, like, germaphobe, it's perfect for me because I love it. I come home with, my pants and all my pockets full of trash, but I put, and, we recycle and do the right thing, but yeah, it's crazy. Just no trash cans, but no litter anywhere. It's
For sure.
insane.
For sure. I guess during the World Cup recently, the Japanese team and the fans showed exactly how they live to the whole
And
rest
after
of the
living
world.
here, it's like, of course they do that. They're
But
amazing.
you were so, not angry, but you were like, the other day he went into my backpack where Mav's and my stuff was. And like, we just had a weekend where we went to a mall with Mav and did all these things. And Brock was like, oh my God, there's so much trash in here. But I was like, yeah, because there's nowhere to put it. So I keep putting everything back in the backpack. And then when I come home, I eventually tidy it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it works. It's pretty cool.
What about you? Culture shock?
Well, for me, one culture shock is that there's not many people who speak English. So that for me is and in Turkey and even in France, people would say, oh, no one speaks English in France, but they do. And maybe because for me being from Europe and the languages I know, and when I know English, even in Turkey, when someone tells me I don't speak English, I still know I can explain to them what I need by using very simple English words or Latin rooted words that is like, open for everyone sort of. But here, it's that cultural thing that the language here is so different. So like whatever I try to say in all the languages combined that I know now, even a bit of Turkish words or whatever, it's not going to work here because it's like...
But also very
completely
ignorant of us, right? Like, of course, we're in Japan. Like,
yes.
If we were in Lithuania, and they started speaking their language to us, we'd be like, we don't speak it. So that's, in turn, it's natural. I understand, English is a big worldly language, but it's also very naive and ignorant of us to think like, of course, why don't people speak English? Like,
why don't we speak Japanese?
We have to pick up our Japanese, so that's on us, but that's definitely
what
thing.
I mean is that, some other countries, like I would still, in Turkey, I would try to speak my Turkish words that I know, and then I would get along, over the few years. But then here, nothing works because the root of the language is so different to anything I know, and then it's just, there's no conversation.
We know the
But
basics,
Google Translate is
savior. But we're learning the basics here, and I think in time we'll be able to get by with.
Oh, for sure.
Our patchy Japanese, but we're working on it. We'll be able to communicate.
I think Mav will be the first one, and we'll be dragging him everywhere to translate for us.
For sure.
Another culture shock? Yeah, I guess you mentioned the games and people being so nice and bringing Mav little presents at the game, and like it's just incredible. Like people are so nice. Like even just
so
coming
thoughtful.
to say hi and say hello and take a picture, and they're just so nice. Like I don't know.
And it seems like very genuine. It'd be one thing if it was just like a couple people, but like it's across the board. Like everyone is more or less so polite, so kind, smiling, always willing to help, and I feel like that's just ingrained in their culture. And I think
and that is an amazing thing to be a part of right now, and experience it for sure. Okay, that's a question for you. How long do you train every week?
Every week, so this year it's a little bit of a different schedule to what I've had in the past. So this year we usually have the games on Saturday, Sunday. We then have Mondays off. We practice with basketball on the court session and weights and recovery Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, no. Friday, practice again to get ready for the games on the weekend, and then games. And then when we have games on the Wednesday, you replace that Wednesday practice with the game. So it's pretty full on, but it's nice to have a routine. You get your schedule sent, a month in advance of what the month's going to look like. So it's nice to be able to plan, when you can do things, when you can rest, when you need to push yourself and what's coming up ahead. So very organized, and it's nice to be able to get a sense of, how to I guess approach the month ahead. So yeah, it's really, really cool. But yeah, basketball is a job, full-time job, and I love it. But it's nice knowing a schedule, and I'm sure maybe you guys are thinking, of course.
Nice for me to know his schedule too, because in the past it would
consistent.
Be just like
we get some. For example, in past years, say we'd have practice tomorrow, we wouldn't know what time it is until either tonight or
so then after
the
we
practice,
cannot plan anything in the morning
tomorrow
or the
practice
evening.
at 2 p.m. Tomorrow's at 4. Tomorrow. So it's nice to be able to have that.
Or you don't know a day off either. So there's nothing we can book, or even if you would be potentially getting 2 days off, you don't know before
it all
a day or two before.
Results,
so then it's okay, what can we do?
And maybe that was a strategy of coaches of it. I think that's
keeping you put.
Trying to control or trying to enhance rewards or punishments, but I think we're all professionals here. I think
it's more livable in a sense here, because then you can plan even pool days or getaways or whatever.
It's a nice balance.
And I'll be not talking about my training because I have not trained for such a long time. I need to find a gym. I'm still on the gym. Yes. What else? Oh, okay. This is a funny one. And the person said that it's a funny question. So, are you ticklish and where?
Yes, and everywhere. I wanted to say no, but I knew you're going to tickle me, so
But then also he tells me that I cannot tickle because I tickle very painfully, so he also gets angry at me. I'm ticklish, okay? But I think I have a little superpower. So if I get focused and Brock is wants to tickle my feet, it does, you can do anything, I'm not going to laugh. I don't know, but it's only with my feet. Anything, it doesn't work for any other part of the body because I just laugh. But with my feet, I can actually zen out. Yeah. Is there a country that you would never play in, or never want to play in? And I'm not talking basketball, because that aside, maybe living conditions, I guess, or living.
No, I'm pretty open. Obviously. There's a few, conflicts going on in the world in the past, and I'm a bit not in tune with all those things. But the Middle East and those, I've had offers to go there in the past when I was younger. They're big sort of money offers, but it never really appealed to me. I see Cristiano Ronaldo is about to go to Saudi Arabia for $500 million for 2 years, so good on him. And maybe times have changed, but no, I'm pretty open to go anywhere. Basketball is my job, and I've been very blessed that it's taken me all over the world and to some very beautiful countries, and I've been very lucky for that journey. And if I was to say no to certain places because of X, Y, Z, like the year before we went to Istanbul in Turkey, there was a couple of bombs that went off there, and a lot of people were hesitant. Some people left the country, but I'd been there, I'd known it was very safe. Great people, and I went there, understanding that, I could, on my way to the airport, I could be in a car accident, things like that. So I can't control all those things. You just look at the situation. You're not obviously going to go to like right now Ukraine or Russia where there's an ongoing war, but there's definitely things you look at, but for the most part I'm pretty open to going anywhere just for the experience, because at the end I want to look back on my journey and, you know, assess all the different countries and all the different experiences I've had. And when I was younger, I told myself I never wanted to leave Australia, and, you know,
look at you now.
I was happy with that decision. I never ever wanted to leave Australia. That's all I wanted to do was just be in Australia. Then I went to America. Then I went to, you know, I played 10 years overseas since, and every country has sort of shaped my personality and my character, and I'm very thankful for that. And, you know, Australia is a place that I'll always hold very special to me because I grew up there, and, you know, that's my that's where my family are, and that's it's a big part of me, but there's also many little parts along the way that I took from all those countries. So sorry, long answer for a short question, but yeah, there's not too many places I would say no to, but obviously I'd assess the situation before. But
for me, the one country would probably be North Korea. I don't know if they even have a basketball league. That's the number one country.
You know what? That's pretty interesting to go there because you hear so many things, but you don't know what's true. You know? It would be a place of interest.
Certain haircut would.
That's cool. Side fade.
Like the whole team.
Kim.
But actually, talking about jokes aside, talking about Istanbul, I remember when we came the first year, and we had amazing 3 years in Turkey. Amazing. I would go back in a split second. If it was my question, up to you. Up to me, yeah. But I remember when we just came, and after those bombings, a lot of Americans. So I think a lot of
there was a bombing at the airport, and there was a bombing near the football stadium.
Yeah, so a lot of how media shapes the opinion of the country in that country. So like all the Americans, they kept even asking you and saying like, oh, how is it? Or a lot of wives wouldn't come because they're like, oh, this is crazy. Or
because you see things on the news, and
it gets all they show is
if you don't know a whole lot about the country or the situation, you see it on the news, you think, oh my god, like it's happening everywhere.
Like, what am I doing?
It's a city of 20 million people, so it's a big city.
I guess it was
be very unlucky to
unrest at some point, but we felt amazing and we felt safe there all the time. So that
people were great.
Yeah. Teşekkürler, Istanbul. I love it. I love it. So, okay, it's sort of a question. Recycling in Japan. I have a very short video that I'm going to show you right here. It's we were in a baseball game, and that just shows you how they work and how, going back to Brock saying how clean everything is, they literally take a tray with food if you buy any hot dogs, whatever, go back with the tray, put whatever goes in each bin, and like up to the, basically like a lid goes there, a plastic bottle goes there, a paper cup goes there. It's amazing. And it's amazing how everyone does it. And yes, there's a lot of packaging here in stores. Like everything is packaged, fruits are packaged, like everything is a lot of packaged individually a lot. So it's a lot of plastic in that. But then in the end of the day, the way they deal with it and the way they take care of it,
recycled.
It's amazing. Even it's in the beginning, it was a bit annoying. I won't lie, because our apartment is very small, and when we're 3 people and
half the kitchen is full of recycling.
This one eats a lot. Half of the kitchen is literally our recycling. So, but we do it, and we have a calendar on which day, which trash to take down, because there's you can't just take everything whenever you feel like. There's burnable days, and there's day for plastic bottles, and then
cardboard, paper.
Yeah. So there's a lot, and it's also been a learning curve, I guess. But now, I think it's really cool.
I appreciate it.
That definitely goes to show where their cleanness comes from, and
but just not just that, but like respect for the rules. I guess not the rules, but the respect for each other and
the environment and other people's work, because
it would be very easy for one person to say, oh, don't worry, and then it's contagious, like, oh, don't worry, but it's also contagious the other way, where one person goes, okay, I'm going to recycle, and then you say, oh, well, my neighbor's recycling, I better uphold my part. And
I see the trash can somewhere and I'm like, I have something, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna look 3 times before putting it there, because I know that because I know that everyone else does the right thing, so I can't just go on and do whatever. No. Anyway,
that was fun.
It's a lot of cool questions.
If you have any more, we can do a part 2. It doesn't have to just be Japan, it can be anywhere, but I know a lot of watchers are Japanese, so if you guys have any more things, I'm sure we can do another one like this in the future. So anything you want to know, feel free to hit us up.
It was fun, and see you soon. I hope you liked it.